Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Good morning, Senators. If I may, I'd like to begin by making a statement for the record. The file indicates that Ezra Kramer authorized
The President convened an emergency cabinet meeting today to discuss the growing scandal over an alleged government assassination program, codenamed Blackbriar. CIA Director Ezra Kramer is under criminal investigation for authorizing the program, which in several cases may have even targeted U.S. citizens. Two agency officials have already been arrested. Dr. Albert Hirsch, the alleged mastermind of the Blackbriar program, and CIA Deputy Director Noah Boson, the program's operational chief. Meanwhile, mystery surrounds the fate of David Webb, also known as Jason Bourne, the source behind the exposure of the Blackbriar program. It's been reported that Webb was shot and fell from a Manhattan rooftop into the East River 10 stories below. However, after a 3-day search, Webb's body has yet to be found.
Well, good evening once again, America. Welcome once again to the Meat and Potato Show, conservative talk and awesome rock. And we are broadcasting here in our ambush studios here in Worcester, Massachusetts on the KTNT radio network. The candidate interviews roll into 2016 with our great guest, presidential candidate Cody Judy, calling into the show, and I cannot wait to speak with him tonight. Well, hey Cody, welcome once again to the show. Folks, here we go once again with the 2016 candidate interviews. Again, I've told you, my audience, a million times, we've been doing this since 2008. I can't wait. And Cody came on the show, I think it was, well, let's see, it's 2016. I think it was, March of 2015. We moved into the new studio. We had Cody on. He was able to call in, and you know, because he's busy and we're busy and we're doing the show, and many other people came on the show, I was not able to connect with Cody. And I know that Cody's been doing a lot of stuff with trying to get the Supreme Court, get his case heard, and basically get everything exposed to the fact that Obama is not eligible to be president. Hook and crook. A year later, and quite literally, it's almost been, it has. And as I'm sitting here, like, thinking in my mind, Cody, it has. It's pretty much been basically a year, and I apologize that we haven't been able to connect before. But anyway, welcome once again to the show, man. Democratic independent candidate for president, my good friend, a very conservative Democrat. Probably one of the few Democrats that actually answers my emails to come on the show. My good friend Cody Judy. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Cody.
Well, thank you, Christopher. It's really great to be on the Meat and Potato Show again, and certainly want to tell you how much I appreciate all the work that you do for America, and in your work and promotion of patriot and constitutional causes that we're all concerned about. And I hope that Democrat or Republican, that we focus on the fact that we are under an umbrella of the United States Supreme Court. Kind of watches us underneath the United States Constitution. Mm-hmm. That's the umbrella under which every American resides, and that is why it's so important to uphold. It's very good to be with you.
Sure, great. No, it's fantastic. I've been chomping at the bit to get you back on here. Let's get right into it, because you know, one of your, all right, I'm going to use the word, one of your big causes is exposing the fact that Obama is not a natural born citizen, isn't eligible for the presidency, and you're not alone. You're not alone. A lot of people are doing this. And what always blows my mind is that everybody thinks that, oh, this is conspiracy, it's crazy talk. This is an actual thing that needs to actually be looked at. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because look what's happening now. There are questions surrounding Ted Cruz. There are questions surrounding Marco Rubio. And we've gotten, and I think that the reason, and I'll let you take it over in a couple of seconds, Cody, is that I think the reason why this is growing is because we seem to have allowed the Obama presidency to kind of, I'm not going to say get a pass, but despite the fact that people like you and many others have been trying to get the Supreme Court to recognize this and have been like, the case has been thrown out, people have been, it's like, oh, you're crazy, we're not going to listen to this. Now we have Cruz, now we have Rubio, now these questions are bringing up again. So here we go again, and my fear is that this is going to become a trend. Now, okay, we can say, all right, Cruz was born to an American mother. Rubio born to an American mother, or whatever the situation is. Are you still there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the point I'm saying, the point I'm trying to say is that eventually, I think because people are saying, oh, you're crazy, you know, let's stop worrying about that. Let's just get the best person in office. I mean, in our lifetimes, we could potentially see a president born entirely in a foreign country, an entire foreigner running our country. I mean, that's a possibility, isn't it? If we don't address this now, that's a possibility. Go ahead.
Yes, well, this is, I perceive this as the most important issue of our time, and when people try to pollute or dilute that fact, it's because they have not understood the whole aspect of it. Now, when I say that the natural born citizen clause, which is the unique qualification for the United States president, vice president, when I say that position is the core position in our United States Constitution, I say that with there's a lot of evidence to that. If people carry around a little Constitution pocket pamphlet in their pocket, it's 48 pages long, and 13 pages have to do with the president. And you can't find any other subject in that book, 48 pages, which deals with a principle that would outdo that. There might be one or two references, you know, if you go back to the index and look up, Congress or the Navy, I think there might be two-page references to the Navy, but the president, believe it or not, is actually mentioned in 13 pages. So let me tell you.
Yes, go ahead.
Core of our nation. And when you talk about our nation, yes, do we have a nation? Okay. If we don't have a nation, then the Constitution is moved, and all of your rights are gone anyway. I mean, for Democrats, the importance of pro-choice, the importance of equality in the marriage that was just passed, the importance of the United States Supreme Court, our judicial system, our legislative branch has almost been neutered under the principle that Obama is operating under now with executive orders and with this usurpation, basically, of the executive branch of our government. Now, when I say it's so important that this is about America, the qualification, and it's about actually America even existing as far as the United States of America under the United States Constitution. That is what is being systematically destroyed. And when people say, well, the qualification was just in case some third prince was to bed down a American woman and, go over and then come back and stay 14 years to get the residency requirement and then finance into the office of the president.
Wow, that sounds, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. Isn't that exactly what happened in 2008?
And they say that wouldn't happen anymore. They don't understand, the principles of money and how much America is worth and how indeed America is. Now, one thing that I begin to try to teach people is that it wasn't, the qualification for the national board citizen wasn't just to protect us from foreign influence or a foreigner in the office of the president. And I consider a foreigner in the office of the president to be anyone that is not born in the U.S. citizen parents. If
Sure.
you don't match that requirement, you are a foreigner in the office of the president because that is the office that requires it. Citizen was the requirement for representatives and senators. Very clear, very distinct. And also, citizen was the requirement for the office of the president at the time of the adoption of the Constitution. Very clear. I think it's very plain in our Constitution itself when there's two distinctions. You can be a citizen at the time of the adoption of the Constitution. Citizens of the 13 colonies were citizens of their state. There was no United States until that document was signed, the United States Constitution, the Declaration of Independence. Until that was signed, we were not a nation. Under the jurisdiction of the United States Constitution, when that was ratified, that began a new nation. Okay? And what is most important to a new nation is its own self-propagation. Okay?
Yes.
And our founders knew that, and we should know that. And what is the National Born Citizen Clause? Born in the U.S., the citizen parents. That is also not only a defense against, or I call it a wall against foreign influence or foreigners who are not born in the U.S. citizen parents. It's also an incentive, a positive incentive to propagate America.
Yes.
And that's what I said. This is about America. This is about being American. This is about propagating and continuing America and not being broken up and maintaining our sovereignty. That's how important it is. It goes clear down to your child's education. And that is very important.
And here's where it's all gone off the rails, folks, is that part of progressivism, and I know that Cody's a Democrat, but Cody will understand what I'm saying because Cody's a smart guy. He studies his political history. Is part of progressivism is it's a switch. It's a leaning away of American ideals. I just finished reading some great stuff from the Pioneer Institute about the lack of history education in American public schools. Some great stuff. Myself and Matt O'Brien from the Worcester Tea Party, we went down to Boston, Mass. We attended a great seminar, and it hit me. It's like a light bulb that goes off in my head that the more we separate ourselves from these basic core elements, like which Cody was talking about, the more we separate ourselves and get generations behind and generations behind and generations behind, the more we get past this, the easier it becomes for progressivism to allow things like this, to get into our presidential nominations, even the presidency. And then, and hang on, Cody, and here's where it gets even worse. This is where the cancer metastasizes, is that it becomes so endemic that it gets to the point of what I said a minute ago in my opening statement, that it gets to the point where it's like, oh, you guys are crazy. Oh, it's like, who cares about that stuff? The American public begins to accept it. Go ahead, Cody.
Well, I was just going to say, you're exactly right, and that democratic progressivism that you referred to, which is pushing Hillary Clinton even farther left and has a candidate with 50% of the Democratic Party involved with we have to take a look at that too.
Yeah.
Because believe me, you've got a lot of fat cat Republicans. You've heard of fat cat Republicans.
Sure,
You've
right.
Just as many fat cat Republicans that are against, or actually I should say, for the Republican establishment. They're well established, and they have no intentions of wanting to promote the American dream that they themselves were able to take care of and take advantage of to promote their dreams and aspirations. It was the American capitalist society that propagated them, and they were able to maintain their dreams, their innovation, their ingenuity, their products, their computer products, their phones, their great endeavors into the American entrepreneurs and mining and development.
Sure. Yeah.
Medical, you name it. It's been a wonderful land to live your dreams. But what is so irritating and makes me very sad, angry, I always say when I feel angry that there was some hurt.
Oh, it makes you angry. I don't blame you. Yeah.
Emotion is hurt. When someone gets angry, you have to ask yourself, hey, if they're not angry, they were hurt first. Why do they hurt? That's the question. You know, I'm hurt because you're threatening the American dream to everybody who wants to partake of it, just like you did. And now you want a world government and a world citizenry. You want to take the sovereignty out. You're using your money to remove the sovereignty so you can import your slave labor and your slave products. And then you've got Bernie Sanders screaming about income inequality.
Right.
Because you got the some Republican fat cats, some Democrat fat cats, they got together and it's a one-party deal. I always said that, you know, people don't understand when we became a one-party system, and it was actually U.S. Senate Resolution 511, it's not binding, but that is a very big telltale in what is happening in this natural born citizen qualification issue in the office of the president. Number one, that combined Democrats and Republicans because it was about McCain. However, Hillary Rodham Clinton was a senator at the time. She co-sponsored that resolution. So did U.S. Senator Barack Obama. You might have heard him.
Yeah.
And
Name sounds familiar.
you sponsored that for Senator John McCain. Now, you might say that's where they formed a one-party system as far as this issue is concerned. However, if you look at that and you respect the body of the Senate more than you do a single judge, or more than you do a panel of judges, let's say like the Supreme Court justices, let's ask the judges, a federal court judge, do you respect the entire body of the United States Senate? Let's ask the panel of the judges and the circuit court judges, 5, 7, 9 court panel of judges. Do you respect the United States Senate? Well, if you respect the United States Senate, then you'll understand that Senate Resolution 511, that those three candidates agreed upon, endorsed, sponsored, and it was unanimously passed by the U.S. Senate. Very smart body of people elected by people of the United States. What did that say? That was actually the last federal declaration of what natural born citizen was, because it was addressed as natural born citizen. It wasn't addressed as citizen. And the definition in U.S. Senate Resolution 511 was because John McCain was born of parents in United States or controlling territory of the United States, he is a natural born citizen.
Right, exactly. I was going to ask you